So now we are out here on Parque Fernando doing the third and final hunt in our comparing animals before and after. You are probably getting spooked by a puma. So I'm going to take that shot now. We'll go down. Aiming with the 243 at a long distance, I've never been good at. It's more like shooting at 250 from my understanding when you're zeroed for 300, but I thought that was going to be a good shot. It might have been. I don't know. Like I was saying, though, we have done videos comparing the fallow deer before and after their rework. We have done one for the red deer before and after their rework, and now this will be the one that we're doing for the axis deer, as they are also getting a rework now that Emerald Coast is out. For me, Emerald Coast is not out currently, as this is being recorded on the 19th, the day before. So we're getting a good comparison, trying to get a couple axis deer to look at their fur types and then compare them to what it's going to look like after. So I'm taking out some animals, I'm taxidermying them, putting them in my lodge, and then seeing what they're going to look like after. Now for the axis deer, I don't know if there's that many fur types to look at, but I do know in my lodge I have a piebald and an albino that we can do the before and after comparison with, as well as the one that we just shot out here, which I believe is the spotted. We just gotta go find him, and then we'll get a confirmation on what his fur type is. And here is our level 4 axis that we have. Really love how those antlers look. And there is a gold 20909. And this is our current axis deer model. Get a nice little spin around of it. I'm not quite sure how they're supposed to look. Kind of look at the horns. It's a bit of a... I don't really know what you call that, but they seem to be off-center up there almost. Looks pretty orange. I don't know if that's a realistic orange. Who knows? We'll see when we get to the new ones. I know they've been... I can't really do a comparison because I can barely remember what they look like in the, you know, pre-release content that we have seen so far, but that we did get that into a lung, which is good. I thought so. It just went down a little slower than I expected it to, but I guess that would make sense at that range. We're gonna taxidermize that. We'll bring him back to the lodge to compare with the piebald and the albino that we have. But first, I want to see if I can get at least one more fur type. I believe there's like a dark or dark spotted, perhaps, that they have as well. So I want to see if I can at least find one of those before we go back. Alright, so spoiler alert, we did not find another fur type for the axis deer, although to be fair, I did not spend that much time out there hunting, but I still think we'll be able to get a good, estimate of the changes just by looking at this one that we have here, and then we're looking at the piebald and albino that I have up in the other lodge. So we've got him here, and then as in approximately, I don't know, 24 hours, less than 24 hours, somewhere around there. We'll be looking at the new and improved models and fur and all that. So I'm excited for that. So let's see what they look like. And now here is our axis deer in the lodge after the release of Emerald Coast. And I have got to say, the change in here is so stunning. Like, like you call it a glow up. That's what they call it. Call it a glow up. The animal, like the axis deer now, it looks like it actually has fur. It doesn't look like this dull orange color. The spots look beautiful. You can actually see like the fur texture on the spots and the actual animal itself. The face got a tune up. Uh, you know, just the model looks so great. It actually looks like something you would see out in the wild now, as opposed to well, I don't know what, but it looks absolutely beautiful. And this is just the spotted variation. Now, I do have the other two variations that I want to show off, but I just wanted to encapsulate this first and just how stunning, how beautiful the actual model looks now. Like, look at the detail on the face, and then just going down into the legs. Like, the musculature is more well defined. Everything just 10 times better. I can't believe it. And this is, like I said, the spotted fur type. I do have two different fur types that we're going to take a look at here. So let's swap over to the main lodge and we'll get a look at them. And here we are back in the lodge, and as you can see in front of me here, on my left we have the piebald axis deer, and on my right my albino axis deer. Now taking a look at the albino, I'm just going to pause really quickly so we can pull up the previous model. Starting off, just looking at the face, you can tell the nose itself was like almost like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer style. It looks like glowing. That's how, you know, red or pink it is. The eyes as well, you can see they kind of almost glow red, much too red in my opinion. And then taking a look back at this model now, you can see differences in the chin almost. The musculature is much more well defined on the animal because this is the same exact pose. I didn't change the pose at all. This is the same exact pose. And then looking at the little patches of pink as you go throughout the body there, such a big difference. Just major difference there. And another thing that you can kind of see, if you didn't see on the previous image, the hoofs were pink on the old model. And if you look on these ones now, they're clearly not. They're like a grayish black color. But much improvement, I would say, just looking at specifically the albino. And then taking a look at the piebald here, we kind of do the same thing. And as you see the change, it's almost like shocking how much better I would say this looks. You know, the piebald, just where the white fur meets like that brownish orange fur on the old model, it doesn't seem to blend very well. Obviously, it's not supposed to blend well, but it doesn't look, something about it doesn't look right, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And now when you look at it with the new fur texture, with that layered fur, it just looks so much better. And it's an absolutely stunning animal. And I know that access to your piebalds aren't the rarest of animals, because I know at one point they were spawning very frequently. I'm actually pretty certain that this male that we have here was actually shot out of the same herd that I also got a female piebald. But I know now that they're fixed a bit, so they're a bit more rarer than they used to be, but still not considered one of those extremely rare animals that you can find. But still very cool, and definitely something that I have in my trophy lodge, especially just because of how it looks now. Such a big improvement as we kind of go back and look at both of them from afar now. And I am just completely continue to be blown away by these model reworks that they do on all of these animals. I really can't wait to see, you know, what they get next, and obviously, you know, which ones are we going to expect and which ones aren't we going to expect, because I don't think anyone was really expecting an Axis Tier, you know, model rework with this update, but we still got it, and it is amazing. I'm like gushing over this right now, but like I said, just such beautiful models, so much work got put into it. You can tell they look way better, and I am just so pleased with the result here, because I really like the Axis Deer as an animal. I just didn't hunt them often because of, you know, being on Parquet, and then looking at the the common fur types, at least what they used to be like, it just wasn't much there. It was like there was like the orange one, and then there was the dark brown one, and that was about it. And they didn't really look that great, so I didn't hunt them too much. But now I have a reason to hunt them again, and I think we'll be going out there either on Parque Fernando or Emerald Coast to get some more of these guys, because getting a nice trophy one would be very cool. Because I believe the albino here might have been the biggest rare that I have at 176. I don't think I have anything else close to that. Obviously, I only have the two rares, so that would probably do that. But yeah, that's going to wrap up this one here. So thank you so much, especially if you've made it this far. I appreciate you oh so much. And you're now leaving the danger zone. So stay safe out there, and I hope to catch you back here next time. Bye.